Badass Buckeye here talking about Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame, the comments he made about Ohio State. That keeps bugging me. I know it happened a few weeks ago, a few months ago, but they just keep rolling in. I'd like to go over what he said because it really irks me. The first one up top, see here, he was recruited by Notre Dame and Ohio State in high school. After being named the Notre Dame coach, he said, "I just thank God that I didn't make the wrong decision twice." All right, so what the hell does that mean? Didn't make the same mistake twice. You see, he chose Ohio State over Notre Dame, even though he liked the head coach of Notre Dame at that time. He didn't make the same mistake twice. So is he trying to say that there was an opportunity to start coaching with Ohio State, but he's glad that didn't happen because he went to Notre Dame instead? It just blows my mind. I just don't understand that. Let's look at the next quote. So Freeman graduated from Ohio State and said in an interview that players can just take online classes. Is that his way of saying that you don't have to be super smart at Ohio State? This just really insults the players. All the players that are for Ohio State saying that, well, I would just take classes online. I don't have to go to classes. It's not as hard. It's not a challenge. If I just want to take the easy way out. He's saying that because Notre Dame, at the time, they didn't have online classes. But apparently when he went to Ohio State, he must have been taking online classes. Talk a lot of smack here. There's more. This one right here, you don't go to class at places like that. Okay? Take some online classes, show up for your appointments, and Notre Dame, you're forced every day to take a class. If you look down here, it says, this last one, I don't care if it's 13.5 points, make that thing 21 points. I want everybody in our program to know everybody is counting you out. So he doesn't care what the point spread is. Oh, okay, let's make it 100 then. He's basically saying that he's coming for Ohio State. That's the impression I'm getting. He's talking a lot of smack. First-year coach. The first game is at Ohio State. First game of the season. You know Ohio State's going to be jacked up for that. I'm trying to figure out why he made these comments to begin with. So when I look back to see who was on his coach staff, that's what was really surprising. A picture of Marcus Freeman here when he became the coach. Okay, so right here, Al Washington will not return in 2022. Anyway, so Ohio State fired Al Washington, who was the linebackers coach for Ohio State. He's now on Notre Dame's coach. So that might have something to do with it. And then the other one, James Laurinaitis, he played for Ohio State. Him and Marcus Freeman, they played for Ohio State during the same years. They were actually roommates at Ohio State. And so that's part of the reason why he's on Notre Dame's staff. But I have to think that he tried to get a job at Ohio State and they wouldn't let him in. So with Al Washington, who was the linebackers coach at Ohio State, now at Notre Dame, is he talking smack behind the scenes, trying to get into Marcus's ear, which is why Marcus Freeman had said all those bad things about Ohio State to begin with. Taking online classes, you ain't going to be that smart. Make the point spread even higher if you want. He said that. He's basically coming for Ohio State. I guess he's trying to gear up his team. Anyway, so I'm trying to put this in perspective. The players on Notre Dame, they're probably like, well, what the hell are you doing? Please shut the heck up. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on the players. And it's just bad publicity for Marcus Freeman. So it's the first game of the season. Notre Dame Ohio State was going to be favored regardless before all these comments came out. But the comments that I just showed you, bulletin material, I'm sure that's going to be plastered in the locker room before the game. They'll give Ohio State an extra incentive to play harder, and it makes Marcus Freeman look pretty foolish. I know there are at least 1 million Buckeye fans out there. You can prove it by subscribing. I want to thank you for your time.